So the common advice is that diet soda will help you lose weight since it can satisfy cravings. It's just tasty, it has 0 calories. I am here to challenge this notion. I think diet soda has both benefits and drawbacks, and I think it has more drawbacks honestly than benefits. Most like blue pill NPC advice tells you that diet soda is a good thing and that it can really help satisfy cravings, like ChatGPT for example, or there's this like fitness influencer, he's like a doctor but he's still a bit of an idiot. His name is Mike Israetel. He also believes in diet soda. He specifically said there is no bad evidence against diet soda, like there's no evidence that it causes cancer, for example, which some people would say because that has been tested out on rats, but there it's been a very large amount of aspartame. Aspartame is like the sweetener that is used in like Coke Zero, for example. And basically it took a lot of aspartame on the rats to kill them or to induce cancer. So people say you can't really prove that diet soda causes cancer. There is no evidence that it causes cancer. And at worst, it's neutral for health. So it's not bad, but it's probably not good either. It's completely neutral. The problem is there's no evidence that it causes cancer. This is taken like as law. The problem is if you say that, this statement is then interpreted as, oh, so it doesn't cause cancer. Wrong. There is no evidence that it causes cancer. That does not equate to it not causing cancer. We don't know that yet. Maybe we will find out. And I don't want to be the one to find out on myself when I've been drinking diet soda for years and then a new study comes out like, oh, it may be linked to health hazards, to cancer. Like, I don't want to be the one to find out on my own body. But obviously we don't know if it's going to be that way. But I would rather not take that risk. And the second argument that is made is that in the best case scenario, it's neutral. But why are you going off of the best case scenario? What's the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario is, okay, it's even worse than normal soda with sugar and it makes you sick. That's also over-exaggerated, probably. It's more likely the middle. And the middle between neutral and really bad is still kind of bad. It won't kill you, but it's still unhealthy. It's not good for you. And that's like a realistic take on diet soda in my opinion, because you can always go off of the best case scenario and you also can't go off of the worst case scenario. I may seem like a conspiracy theorist or something by saying right now, ooh, diet soda may cause cancer, but there's no evidence yet. Remember, smoking didn't cause cancer a few hundred years ago. Like obviously it did, but we didn't know that. And smoking was actually prescribed as, I think, medication for headaches. Yes. And cigarettes were seen as healthy. Like science, you know that clip that says science is a liar sometimes. Like, no, it isn't. It always says what it knows, but sometimes science doesn't know everything. That's the problem. Because the act of science is to research something deeper and deeper and deeper. Obviously, you're gonna have new findings. And when it comes to diet soda, we could also have some new findings there. And the third point is that it satisfies cravings. But bro, let's just be honest for a second. Fuck your cravings, bro. Like if you want to lose weight or improve your health, like I like the health side, but I'm more of a weight loss maxer. And I just hate this notion that cravings are something that have to be satisfied. You have to satisfy your cravings. Because in my opinion, beating a craving is what you're supposed to do. It's kind of the point of life, in my opinion. Because the more you beat a craving, the stronger you get at beating cravings. The more you give in to cravings, the weaker you get at it. It's a skill. You have to train it, unless you will forget how to do it. And it essentially is like the gym, honestly. If you beat a craving, you come back the next day a bit stronger. Beating the next craving will be a bit easier. This is why a lot of people can actually quit something cold turkey instead of like decreasing it step by step, which is how most people would recommend it. But anyways, I digress. Beating a craving will make you better at beating cravings. Not beating a craving, giving in will make you weaker. Okay? Like listen, bro. How will you stay disciplined for months, lose weight, and improve your health on months on end, okay? When you can't even beat a singular craving. Bro, you're craving for a bit of sweetness. If you immediately give in to diet soda and say, oh, it has 0 calories, I'm still losing weight. We will get into that soon, but like, you're an addict, bro. Like, really. Ask yourself, are you an addict? You will know the answer. You won't need to debate. Intuitively, after half a second after I called you an addict, you will know if you're the one I'm talking to or if you're not. But anyway, so why do they have 0 calories? It's essentially just carbonated water with sweeteners. And sweeteners, as I said, we don't have evidence that they cause cancer yet. Maybe it comes out, maybe it won't. I don't know. But what we do know and what we do have evidence for is that it's not good for your gut microbiome, which is essentially like a whole biological system, a collection of bacteria which reside in your gut. And bacteria are typically seen as something bad, but we need those bacteria. Okay, you need those in your gut. And they are called probiotics because they're called good bacteria. And you really don't want to mess these guys up, man, because your gut microbiome is seen as like your second brain, okay? And if you had 2 brains, like, you don't want to fuck up either of them, okay? You can counteract this by consuming raw dairy and fermented foods. They are known to help, and obviously there you are ingesting a lot of good live bacteria. It sounds kind of disgusting, like you're drinking like fermented milk, like, ooh, oh, I'm guzzling down all this bacteria, but it's good for you, okay? And the second problem is how it can even make weight loss harder, in my opinion, is because it kind of numbs your taste buds, okay? Because sweeteners are much sweeter than sugar. A spoon of sweetener can replace like 10 to 20 grams of sugar. Why can it do that? Because it's so much sweeter than sugar. And this makes natural sweetness that you would get from fruit and honey, which are very healthy foods. This just makes the natural sweetness from these foods less tasty. It makes everything kind of less tasty because it's such a hard sensation that is hitting your tongue. Pause. Whoa. Major pause. Okay. Like, this literally makes healthy food taste worse. And it makes it harder to eat healthy food. But healthy food is going to help you lose weight. And it's going to give you nutrients that your body needs. And the problem is, if you drink it, you will always want more. You will crave more sweetness. Maybe not right now, maybe not tomorrow. But eventually down the line, your body is going to tell you, hey man, I really want that sweetness again. I want that dopamine hit. And next thing you know, you're drinking diet soda every 2 weeks. Then you're drinking it every week. When you're drinking it almost every day. You may think I'm exaggerating here, but I've seen this with countless people who want to lose weight, okay? Like, once you get it, you want more. That's just how the body functions. If something satisfies you or activates your dopamines, your brain will immediately ask for more. And your brain can be a bit of an asshole and give you like these hard cravings that you feel like you have to satisfy when that's not even the case. And one example that I have is I have like 2 obese friends. Okay, like they're probably watching the video like, what the fuck? Why is he mentioning us? Obviously, I won't tell you their names, but they moved out to another city after we finished school. And they always tried to eat less. They always tried to lose weight. But it never really worked out for them because they lived together. They both didn't have the lifestyle to maintain a thinner physique. So obviously they bounced off of each other, not literally. And they didn't really lose any weight until they just randomly decided, okay, 30 days, we're not eating any sugar. No sugar, completely strict, cold turkey. And to my surprise almost, these 2 succeeded and didn't eat any sugar for like a month. And they weren't like super disciplined guys at the time, like otherwise they wouldn't have been obese. But they managed to cut out sugar. And completely cutting out something wasn't super hard for them. Cutting something out completely is oftentimes easier than managing the addiction and than just getting a bit, every now and then I gotta satisfy my cravings. Like, no, you don't have to satisfy your cravings, especially not if it messes up your ability to fight a craving. You don't have to give in to your cravings. You don't have to drink diet soda. First of all, you gotta learn how to beat cravings. It's a skill that you have to reinforce. You have to get better at it. So you become better at both dieting and honestly at life in general. Second of all, they mess up your gut microbiome, which is essentially your second brain. And third, they make good food, healthy food, taste worse, which in turn makes it harder to eat healthy, which will not aid your weight loss journey. Trust me on that. But anyways, here's my take on diet soda. Thank you if you stuck around to this point of the video, and take care. I hope you were drinking like a cold water while you're watching this video. Anyways, goodbye.